and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here, welcoming you to another episode of IWC Aftershock. And I know you've seen it, it's out there. The main event is already set for November 8th at Combat in Clearfield 7. It's going to be a huge tag team match, but we're getting a lot of questions as to why are the teams set the way they are, and it's all a result of events that unfolded at IWC's Retro Reunion. In particular, it has to do with events that unfolded during all of the title matches at IWC Retro Reunion, starting with the tag team title match. Now, first of all, we know that Jimmy DeMarco has been messing with the STDS over the past few months. Well, he unveiled that their opponents for the titles at that event would be the returning Hollywood Balls, and the Hollywood Balls would walk out as your new IWC Tag Team Champions. So with new tag team champions, you have to have new #1 contenders. So there was a four-way dance, 4 teams, 1 ring, 1 match, and in the end, Flex Appeal walked out as the new #1 contenders to the tag team championships. However, there was one team that didn't win, and their frustration finally boiled over. Let's take a look at how the end of that match unfolded.
All right, but let's see here. It looks like Delaney might have gotten a little...
Delaney has had enough of Keith Hunt messing up.
We've seen the building tension in the past few months, but I've never would have thought this would happen. I mean, God, we were just dancing to their entrance music.
Wow, look at those. Those are some
security.
Man, dude, those are some solid shots. You know, people get so used to laughing at a guy so much they forget that Colin Delaney is one of the toughest competitors you're ever going to come across.
Mentored by Tommy Dreamer, former WWE superstar.
Absolutely.
Keith. Oh, Keith. I've been giving you every chance. Every chance. And I'm not just talking tonight, Keith. I'm not just talking last month. I'm not just talking the month before that. Because from the start, I plucked you from obscurity. I chose you as my partner. I took you to the IWC Tag Team titles. And I chose you for a good reason. I chose you because you remind me a lot of my younger self. You had the drive, you had the determination, you had the want to, you had the heart, Keith. But when it comes down to it, all those things that you have that I had weren't good enough. Because those are the same things that I had, and I got fired from the WWE. And in the months and years following that, I realized that that's not good enough, Keith. You need that killer instinct, Keith. You need that ability to do whatever it takes to win, Keith. So you can boo-hoo about what happened tonight, but at the end of the day, I'm doing you a favor.
So let's fast forward now to the Super Indy title match. It was the man who broke the Super Indy curse, a man who held the Super Indy title for almost 1 full year, RJ City, defending against IWC upstart Andrew Palace. And in the end, and right now, we gotta give a big congratulations because the impossible became possible as Andrew Palace picked up the victory and is your new IWC Super Indy champion. And RJ City just could not believe it. Neither could many in attendance, but a lot of celebrating going on after that victory. And you can't talk about titles without the IWC World Heavyweight title. Dalton Castle defending that championship versus a man who years ago ended his undefeated streak when he first debuted in the IWC, Team Big League's own Matthew Justice. Dalton Castle was able to do what he didn't do before, picked up the victory and retained that title. And I was able to catch up with Dalton following his defense to try to get a reaction on his big win.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with your still reigning and defending IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle. Now, Dalton, tonight you got a victory over a man that years ago ended your undefeated streak when you first started here in the IWC. So it's
Plummer!
I've said it before, I'll say it again. You keep lining these guys up, and I'm gonna keep dropping them on their head. RJ?
Dalton.
RJ.
Dalton.
RJ.
Dalton.
What was that all about?
It's personal. Don't worry about it. What were you saying again?
So unclear what that was all about. Nonetheless, there must be some animosity between a frustrated RJ City and World Heavyweight Champion Dalton Castle, which sets up your main event for Combat in Clearfield 7. Folks, get your tickets now at IWCWrestling.com. They're already going fast. November 8th is the date, and I will see you there. At least I hope to see you there, because I'll be there. And of course, if you want to see all the matches from Retro Reunion, head on over to IWCWrestling.com, pick up the digital download, or buy each individual match. It's up to you. For all the latest and greatest IWC news, of course, follow myself on Twitter at PlumberLovesYou or IWC Wrestling at IWC Wrestling. But folks, until then, we'll see you on the 8th. We're all out of time. And if you're still with us, you just survived the Aftershock.